Ah, it's you. I've heard lots about you, you know?
Ah, it's you. I've heard lots about you, you know.
Ah, Master Tenebris, would you really leave a lady in distress?
What can I do for you?
You can't even imagine how much I need this poison. Just one drop, and my drunkard of a husband will stop tormenting me.
You know the price. Adepts never work on credit, noble word, or family furniture. The price of our knowledge and power can only be appraised in gold.
But 5,000 gold pieces is too much. As soon as I inherit my husband's fortune, I'll pay you back immediately.
You have to find the budget. This isn't up for discussion.
Dearest sister, how does the throne room suit you today? Don't you think our receptions under Adrian have become rather dull?
Have pity, my dear. He's only ruled for 6 months.
Yes. It's been difficult for the prince. Is there any way to wrench even a smidgen of power out of Montier's hands?
Let's leave the subject of Montier for the moment. How was your theater? How were the actresses?
Our last performance was a resounding failure, as you know. Our prima donna, Lindsay, seems utterly lost, as if suffering a head injury. But we are even now preparing a new performance.
Oh, brother dear, I am so looking forward to it. Our most esteemed attendee will be thrilled as well, I'm sure.
Magistrate Tweet?
Who's asking? How can I help?
My name is Gamian Beauregard. I am the Commissioner of the Artisanian Doge. I am in need of your king's audience.
The king is ill and won't see anyone.
If you'll excuse me, the Artisanian Doge gets ill sometimes as well. But once he's told that this might compromise a very lucrative contract, the illness vanishes without a trace. Are you following?
I'm very sorry, but the king is really ill. Not with your artisanian fever, but with an actual sickness. He's suffering from migraines. You can discuss the matter with me. I am the city magistrate, the third most important person in the state.
Nice doing business with such a high-ranking gentleman. We would like to purchase a piece of land between the village of Sood and Mercia's farm.
But why would artisanian merchants need a wheat field?
You know, I enjoy the bucolic life.
You're not telling me something, Mr. Beauregard. I'll think about it.
Magistrate Tweet?
Who's asking? How can I help?
My name is Gamian Beauregard.
Dearest sister, how does the throne room suit you today? Don't you think I was...
Ah, it's you. I've heard lots about you, you know.
I have arrived, Your Highness.
Yes. First order of business? I gave the order to release you not out of mercy or any misguided belief in your innocence. You've been released because I find myself in need of a capable agent.
Oh, Your Highness. Your words are like the lilting of a lute in my ears.
Listen to me closely now, and no interruptions, whilst my poison-struck father remains incapacitated. I must bear the weighty burden of the crown as keeper of the kingdom of Nostria. A few days ago, a calamity occurred at the Monpatri Mage Factory. Several people died. My subjects. Since then, I haven't learned a single true thing about the incident. The mages are searching for signs of necromancy, while Montier claims it's an act of sabotage by the Artisanians. The lowborn are milling about in a panic, spreading wild rumors on the wind like grain for hens. The Royal Guard tarries. Even the acclaimed spies of the Adepts of Darkness can give me no straight answer. Thus I, Prince Adrian, heir to Nostria by the grace of the Creator, command you to carry out an investigation. But do not forget, until this task has been fulfilled to my satisfaction, you will not truly be free. Go, perform this deed with full royal backing. Uncover the truth of what happened at the Mage Factory. There are people camped near Marcella. They call themselves Monpatri refugees. Start with them, and do not rest until you find out the true cause of the catastrophe. We're done here. Go.
Careful! Careful! You wrinkled my dress.
There you are, my dearest friend. Let's not waste words.
Dearest friend, you say? But never mind. Pray continue, Count.
Those murderers and villains trampled on Nostria's honor when they donned the uniform of our guards and attacked you. In broad daylight, in an impregnable fortress. Oh, Creator. Outrageous, unspeakable, impossible. But my resilient friend never feared, for you were in good hands. While you were taking your meeting with the prince, my people figured everything out. Those conspirators needed you. They wanted to get to the king with your help, But how can we even think on such things? It would mean the ruin of the kingdom.
We aren't wasting words, are we?
We found out where the Blackguards are hiding, and have already dispatched both our regular guard and a detachment of royal guards to that location. The conspirator's house is in the market square, at the southern gate. I suggest you hurry if you want a hand in thrashing those rascals. They must be destroyed. Immediately. If not sooner. My assistant Bardolph will provide a travel allowance to cover your first expenses. Go. The Royal Council is counting on you.
Sir Montier, what a wonderful speech.
Unless my eyes deceive me, my outstanding friend, you're still here. Why? I can literally see those masked villains preparing another assassination attempt. But targeting whom? Me? Not the prince. Make haste, stop them. You of all people must understand how important this is.
What's important to me is my freedom, Montier. If I must play the sleuth for the sake of it, then so be it.
The Royal Council is certain that your efforts will help us bring about order, resolve discord, and establish unity in Nostria.
Master Tenebris, would you... Careful! You wrinkled my dress.
Sir Montier, what a wonderful speech.
Your Excellency, may I ask?
Distinguished Bardolph, you have to understand.
We came here from Derfjord, sailed through the rocky grin.
Almost got devoured by trolls in Cabal. Barely made it.
We lost 2 brother dwarves, 5 yaks, and
the goods. Sturdy steel from Storehorde, mammoth tusks and sheep wool.
Now you're sending us back for some stupid paper from our hofting?
The law is one for all, dear merchants. Derfjord is a Nostrian town. If you're the king's subjects and want to trade in Marcella, be so kind and get the letter of passage listing all goods from your town's holding to ours.
Get out of here. This is just... petty.
Think about it. How would we know honest merchants from bandits wishing to sell stolen goods?
We're going to Tyrene. I swear on Mactus's horns, we'll sell everything for triple the price. And Marcella will get nothing in taxes.
Wait, sirs. We can make it work. I promise.
Distinguished Bardolph, you have to understand.
We came here from there. We lost 2 brother dwarves, 5 yaks, and... Now you're sending us back for some stupid paper from our...
Yesterday you were in prison, and today you're acting in Prince Adrian's name. Take this. Your allowance from His Excellency, Royal Advisor Auguste Montier. Sir Montier wishes you the best of luck in scouring our lands of schemers and traitors.
Are you from the Citadel? Where are you headed?
I beg your pardon? Who are you?
I am Gilda Crespin. My son Albert went to the Mage Factory and never returned. It was right around the time of the disaster.
I won't tread the cursed halls of the Mage Factory, contaminated with Loggy knows what, just for the sake of your son.
Oh, if only someone would hear me out. Yesterday, I was approached by some suspicious people who asked about my son. They said Albert had recently been seen near the Mage's Tower.
Perhaps it would be useful to find him. He most likely witnessed what transpired, after all.
If you see my Albert, pray tell him his dear mother is in a state of righteous outrage and demands he return home at once. That serpent Ursula bewitched him. First she compelled him to marry her, now she's lured him to the other end of the country. Oh. Find my Albert, and tell that wicked wench Ursula she doesn't deserve my son.
Loyal subjects of the king, in the name of his royal majesty, King Claudius, sovereign of Nostria, defender of the realm, the citizens of this noble city, and our most noble and esteemed guests, we are to let no one from Monpatri enter Marcella, so as to ward ourselves from the threat of deadly plague that poisons the air and land of the Mage Factory. Be wary and be vigilant, for these virtues go hand in hand. Keep your families safe, for death by plague is long and full of suffering. Signed, Count Montier. May his will be unhindered. Furthermore, in the name of his royal majesty, King Claudius, sovereign of Nostria, defender of the realm, all visitors from roads leading to the Mage Factory are to be quarantined. Violation of the quarantine will be punished by exorbitant fines, and no one may enter the afflicted land. Signed, Archmage Cato. The forecast by Archmage Cato. In all his mighty wisdom, the skies shall be clear in the coming week.
Beauty of beauties, you've stolen my heart. Would you like to go for a walk?
A walk? Well, I love going for walks, especially on horseback.
On horseback? That can easily be arranged.
That's all for today. May you live in peace, good people of Nostria. Loyal subjects of the king, in the name of his royal majesty, King Claudius, sovereign of Nostria, defender of the realm.
Here come the highborn.
That was quite a ruckus you made 6 months ago, my dear. Nobody even noticed my new dress. Quite distressing.
My dear? Wench, have you forgotten that you once addressed me as Madam Countess?
Don't you have terribly important affairs of state, or perhaps personal business to attend to? My tailor will be here any minute. But I'd be happy to invite you to my parlor, say, next month?
The DuPont invited you. DuPont invited you here, didn't he? Don't let his debonair style fool you. He's very dangerous. Be careful around him.
DuPont seemed quite pleasant to me. Very friendly.
Never play cards with him. Not under any circumstance. I took the risk once and gambled half my fortune away in a single night. Man must be kin to Ulagi himself.
Understood.
DuPont invited you here, didn't he? Don't let his debonair style fool you. He's very dangerous.
Out of my way.
Be careful around him.
DuPont seemed quite pleasant to me. Very friendly.
Never play cards with him. Not under any circumstance. I took the risk once and gambled half my fortune away in a single...
Loyal subjects of the king, in the name of his royal majesty...
Who's that?
Wait a moment. As I recall, you were sent by Prince Adrian. Isn't that right?
That depends on what you want.
There's this delicate business, and its resolution would serve the interests of the crown. Flavius the Wisecracker is missing. He's no ordinary man, but a courtier acting as an assistant to the king, the prince, and the royal counselor Montier himself. Flavius writes their speeches, you see, and the text of their decrees. That man handles words with the agility of a juggler. The magistrates find him very useful indeed. But Flavius has been missing for 3 days now, and I need him urgently. Business of utmost royal importance, I assure you.
Gone today, here tomorrow, I'm sure. Creative people, the young ones especially, are prone to wander.
He's not particularly young. He recently mentioned he's about to begin his most significant work yet. He spoke of some inconceivable revelations. He seemed agitated as well. He was mumbling something about a swan song, a terrible truth, planning to visit some ancient ruins? I've known Flavius for a long time. Please, find him if you can and bring him back to Marcella. The magistrature will pay you for your trouble, of course. Is your business urgent? Do you require the magistrate's signature? If not, then go away. I'm busy.
We replaced the crystal, but the mana's draining away. What are we doing wrong?
Geomancy-wise, nothing. Is it a problem with the sigils?
I don't think so. It's like...
Could the world be running out of mana?
That's impossible. Mana is an endless resource.
Not everyone thinks so.
Do you believe in that blight nonsense too?
No, bless your soul. But it would explain a lot of things.
The crystal, but the mana's draining away. What are we doing wrong?
Geomancy-wise, nothing. Is it a problem with the...
Ah, it's you. Congratulations on your release. Has common sense prevailed after all?
How exactly does that concern you?
My name is Gladrin, retired Assistant Chief Justice. The way you were treated is an outrage. To send a person to Crucis without due process. You were accused of poisoning the king, weren't you?
I'm surprised it was just about the poisoning.
Had a thorough investigation been conducted, I'm sure we would have uncovered the true assassins, and justice would have prevailed. For once.
We replaced the crystal, but the mana's draining away.
The work of Phlegyas, the chronicler. I wonder how many of his own embellishments he added in.
Replace the crystal, but the mana's draining away. What are we doing wrong?
Geomancy-wise, nothing. Is it a problem with the sigils?
My dear friend, it pains me to see this. What's going on around us?
What do you mean? The epidemic?
Not the epidemic itself. Rather, the soul-crushing powerlessness demonstrated by the authorities.
What are you proposing? A rebellion? Overthrowing the tyrant?
No. My indignation doesn't quite burn that hard. I'd rather have a glass of good wine. My dear friend, it pains me to see this. What's going on around us?
What do you mean? The epidemic?
Not the epidemic itself. Rather, the soul-crushing powerlessness demonstrated by the authorities.
What are you proposing? A rebellion? Overthrowing the tyrant?
No. My indignation doesn't quite burn that hot. We replaced the crystal, but the mana's draining away. What are we doing wrong?
That's a good view.
Fleur, I've never brought anyone to this place before. I want you to be the first.
Valmont, I do like you, but...
Always that blasted but. Yes, it's the dreaded but. But how can there be objections in love?
Love? Oh, you're moving rather quickly now that we speak in private. You invited me here for the picturesque views, and now...
Now you've inflamed my heart.
We replaced the crystal, but the mana's draining away. What are we doing wrong?
Geomancy-wise, nothing. Is it a problem with the sigils?
I don't think so. I've seen you at the tavern. Didn't you just get married last month?
Careful!
Did you hear about the war in Lorien?
What's Lorien got to do with it?
My wife is a native of Lorien. When that whole mess began, she moved her entire family here.
So you're living under the same roof as your mother-in-law.
Worse. The same room. Hey, there's a partition.
Yeah, that sounds awful enough. For Lorien,
This is the capital of Nostria.
I've seen you at the tavern quite often lately. Didn't you just get married last month?
Did you hear about the war in Lorien?
What's Lorien got to do with anything?
My wife is a native of Lorien. When that whole mess began, she moved her entire family here.
So you're living under the same roof as your mother-in-law.
Worse. In the same room. There's a partition.
Yeah, that sounds awful enough. For Lorien, I mean.
I've seen you at the tavern quite often lately. Didn't you just get married last month?
Did you hear about the war in Lorien?
What's Lorien?
Welcome to Marcella.
Loyal subjects of the king.
Who's that?
Damn,
Watch it.
Majesty,
Hey,
King Claudius, sovereign of Nostria, defender of the realm, the citizens of this noble city, and our most noble and esteemed guests.
DuPont invited you here, didn't he? Don't let his debonair style fool you. He's very dangerous. Be careful around him.
DuPont seemed quite pleasant.
Hello.
Understood.
Hello.
You want a piece of this?
said give me a drink. Move it, move it.
Move it, doesn't buy you a drink around here.
So how much is there? Will it last a week?
Well...
Just give me some kind of estimate. Not that long, then. We'll be out of fresh water soon. Where is Eugene? What is he thinking? Huh?
Excuse me, sir. Where's the refugee camp?
Refugee camp? Do I look like someone who gives a fig about such trifles?
There's no need to get angry. Such behavior isn't becoming of a city official.
As far as I know, the prince is yet to appoint someone to take charge of the refugees. Me, I'm in charge of the cisterns and that blasted aqueduct.
Didn't a dragon crash into the aqueduct about 50 years ago? What is it this time? Wyverns? Griffins?
It's old and magical to boot. Few people even understand how it works. I thought this master who studied at the mage school would fix things. But that idiot Eugene hasn't been any help at all. It's been 8 days already. The reserves are running low. The cisterns will be empty in a week. What can that lazy bum be thinking? Yeah, that's Eugene. Guess someone will have to go to the first tower and see what's wrong. So how much is there? Will it last a week? Well... Just give me some kind of estimate.
An official and a bunch of royal guardsmen? What is this?
Centurion Prim, in the name of His Royal Majesty, King Claudius, and His Excellency, Royal Councillor Montier.
State your business, without the flowery nonsense, if you please.
We have been entrusted with the investigation of the murder at the Bastille Gates.
You who? The bureaucrats? The knights? Those are my people who died at the gates, you imbecile. I'm the one who'll investigate.
Centurion Prim, show a little respect for a Marcellan magistrate. You guards are a dull bunch. The conspirators' lair was right under your noses. Only a day has passed since His Excellency Montier took the investigation in hand, and lo and behold, he's already exposed the conspirators. His Excellency Montier is not inclined to place his faith in you, Prim. Therefore, you are suspended from command until the conspirators have been neutralized. In the interim, your guards will serve under Sir Oligar. Guard Commander Horace is being sent to the Bastille Gates. If the knights find evidence of negligence, Prim, you will not stay a centurion for long.
You won't find anything. Forget it. I serve the king truly, and always have. You make a mistake pitting us and the guard against each other, official. It bodes ill.
Stop that pushing, or I'll push back.
So how much is there?
An official and a bunch of royal guardsmen? What is this?
The Centurion, friend. In the name of His Royal Majesty, King George.
What are you doing here? Why are the floors still dirty?
It's not my fault, my lady.
More of your excuses.
There's no water in the well.
Excuses?
See for yourself.
Liar.
Just take a look. It's gone dry.
Oh, you impudent. What are you doing here? Why are the floors still dirty?
It's not my fault, my lady.
More of your excuses.
There's no water in the well.
Excuses?
See for yourself.
Oh, beauty of beauties. You've stolen my heart. Would you like to go for a walk?
A walk? Well, I love doing...
What are you doing here? Why are the floors still dirty?
It's not my fault, my lady.
They must have caught a... They should have gone after the bandits instead and protected the roads. What a mess. Hey, heard the new joke about the savior of Nostria?
I think they're leading them
We've
out
heard
now.
all the savior jokes.
What do we do now? Oh.
They must have caught a traitor. They should have gone after the bandits and...
You've been to Upper Marcella? Pray tell, haven't you seen them?
Who? Give me the specifics fast, before I get angry.
4 green-feathered Illyrian chicks. They're hard to miss. Okay, it's a really stupid story. I promised to deliver these chicks to the royal kitchen, but... my useless son dropped the chicks' cage, and now they've scattered all over Marcella.
Some back-alley beggar is bound to have eaten them by now.
How can you say that? A single one of those chicks is worth more than a warhorse. I'll pay 50 gold pieces a head for those chicks if that's what it takes to get them back. I can't afford a breach of contract with the royal kitchen. My entire business depends on it.
And what about that blockhead son of yours who lost all the chicks?
I get nothing out of my son. He brought back an empty cage and now he won't say a word. Why don't you talk to him? Perhaps it would be easier for him to talk to a stranger than his own father.
They must have caught a traitor. They should have gone after the bandits instead.
Now. Oh.
That's a lot of guards.
Best words in Nostria.
Damn layabouts.
Hello there! Can I have a few words with you?
As long as it really is just a few.
I can see you're a capable sort, and I bet you aren't afraid of getting in a pickle from time to time. I'm a wanderer, just like you. Gee, how rude. I forgot to introduce myself. The name's Dwayne. I'm a famous treasure hunter. Everyone's heard of me.
Famous treasure hunter, eh? Don't know the name.
That's because I'm a wanderer, as I said. I come from Mercelin. I've been plenty of places. Visiting the elves in Marion, sailing to Port LeGrand on a leer.
Ah, yes. A real hero's hero. But whatever could you need from my humble self?
It involves treasure, naturally. I know of a find that will make us both rich. After we fight a vicious monster for it, I mean. I discovered a cache of valuables, you see. A precious amulet and a pile of gold. But evil is a loggy, and his gifts as well. I was on my knees, gathering the gold into a sack, when a monster crawled out of the dark and took a piece out of my leg. I had to flee. I got away with my life and not much else. Now here's what I'm offering. Bring me the amulet, and I'll pay 5,000 coin for it. Quite a windfall, isn't it? Dwayne, the treasure hunter, knows where the money's at. Get me?
How come you've got so much money at your disposal if you left the gold back in those ruins?
Nothing gets by you, eh? I found a wealthy buyer for the amulet. Produce the amulet and I'll produce the money. Here, take this as a down payment. I can see you're trustworthy. How's the treasure hunting going? Have you defeated the monster and secured my precious amulet?
It's not that easy.
Well, let's hope the beast doesn't decide to eat it. Or whatever it is they do with treasure, those crazy nocturnal corpse eaters.
Damn immigrants.
Hey, heard that you joked about the savior of Nostria? Hey, heard the new joke about the savior of Nostria?
We've heard all the savior jokes already.
It's the one with the cat in the dung pit, isn't it?
You, stay where you are. The way is open to Knights of the Guard only.
Counselor Monche sent me. Are you in charge of the guards?
The guard's job is to catch pickpockets and keep the road clear of loiterers. I am a Knight of the Royal Guard. A search is underway. We received word that some traitors are holed up here. The same villains who conspired to attack the Batil gates. No one was found in the house or yard. I'm waiting on one more squad to report. They went to investigate the cellar. Strangely, I've had no word from them for quite a while.
Escort me to this bottomless cellar of yours at once.
Well, since the King's Counselor sent you, you may pass. My orders from the Legate of the Royal Guard, Horus, are to stay here.
What are you doing?
What are you doing?
Are you still here? The stairs to the cellar are right across from the door. Take care not to lose your way.
Quite an interesting cellar. I've got a key. Now I just need to find the door it fits. Cozy study. I like it.
Let's go take a look around. What are you fiddling with?
This cursed thing won't open.
Just press harder.
Not much. Papers, notes.
Ah!
Come on. Come here, you bony bastard.
perfect secret lair. I wish I had one like it myself.
I'll finish searching the house. You, gather your company and pursue Tenebras. Quickly now, before he escapes.
I go at once, Your Grace. We'll crush that bastard.
And you, guard. Did you not hear my order?
I did, dear Horus. But I don't serve you.
Tenebras. How are you here? What crooked business is this? Answer me, now!
Later, my friend, please. We are not alone.
So, you're Horus? Your timing is excellent.
The guard was busy looking for suspects. Most of all, I needed this one.
Tenebras, leader of the Dark Adepts. At your service.
Stop playing the fool, Tenebras. Who paid you off?
The Adepts did not sanction your assassination, nor accept any contracts in your name. Yes, we followed you, but to kill you? What for? I assure you, if the Adepts desired your demise, we would never have wasted our energy on such a dubious scheme.
Is that your word for it? Scheme? Your assassins slaughtered everyone at the Batil gates.
Not just my assassins. They were brought through to the caves by people in guard uniforms. New uniforms, delivered to guard headquarters only the day before. They entered posing as an escort, and they knew the password. The password entrusted to you and your knights, Horus, and no one else.
Enough! If you knew all that, why didn't you intervene?
Because this time, dear Horus, you are not the only one who was deceived. By the darkness, if our spies knew what was going on.
You just weren't paid enough. Cordon off the area. Leave no stone unturned. Any evidence you discover must be sent to me immediately.
You found a thing or two in the basement, yes? If you want to uncover the person behind the assassination attempt, it would be prudent to pass this evidence over to us. It was wise for you to bring us this note.
What kind of person is this Farad? Where can we find him?
A knight of the guard, scion of a once prominent family. Now it seems he's in the employ of your enemies. He made this morning for his family's castle, Iraq. I must stress that Horus personally granted him leave from the guard.
What am I to infer from this tidbit?
You should make haste. Farad will be silenced for good unless you get to him first. He is protected by his own loyal knights, but what of it? Knowledge must ever be earned. If you find yourself in need of advice, I will be waiting for you by the tavern in the lower city. Godspeed.
By the way, I have one more concern.
Let me guess. You don't know the location of Castle Iraq. Take Floster Road south. Go past the second steel to the bridge across the Atra. Before crossing the bridge, you will pass the den of Bludgeon, a good friend of ours. If needed, that would be a good place to recruit reliable fighters to aid you against Farad. Do not delay. I'm certain that after questioning Farad, you'll require my advice once more.